Tips for buyers. 1. Don't deal outside Fiverr under any circumstances. Some shady seller will ask you to deal outside of the platform to avoid paying Fiverr's commission. It's clearly stated on Fiverr guidelines that the company does not safeguard any payment outside of the platform. I highly suggest that you never deal outside the platforms, especially if you're working with a seller you have never worked with before. If anyone asks you to deal outside of Fiverr, it's mostly like a scam, so consider it a red flag. Review orders within 3 days of delivery. If you are not vigilant about responding to a seller's messages after placing an order, the seller might try to trick you by delivering your order without actually finishing it. After 3 days, your order will be automatically marked completely as the seller can receive the payment. Fortunately, Fiverr gives buyer a grace period of 13 days after the order has been marked as completed. During this period, Fiverr customer support can cancel order for you. Of course, you have to contact customer service, which will be a hassle. You have to send in a request for cancellation because the delivered order wasn't as promised in the gig listing. To avoid this inconvenience, review your order within 3 days of delivery and check the quality and completeness. During this period, your payment is still secured by Fiverr. So, is Fiverr legit? Yeah, just make sure you are not on your game. 3. Be thorough about finding a seller. To get your money's worth, make sure you check out a seller thoroughly. Look at their reviews and how they present themselves in their profiles. I also wouldn't touch worthless gigs with a 10-foot pole. I know that no one can organically deliver unlimited website traffic, YouTube views, subs, etc. In general, don't pay anyone for something shady. Invest in real content because there are plenty of talented content creators on Fiverr. Tips for sellers. Don't deal outside of Fiverr under any circumstances. Like I said above, for buyer seller should also never deal outside of platform. It's dangerous for buyers and do so because they might lose money. It's even more hazardous for seller because they run the risk of losing their accounts. Sure, a buyer accounts can be terminated if they violate Fiverr terms of services, but they can simply make a new one in a minute. Sellers have to build up their profiles with good reviews and gigs to rank up. You wouldn't want all that hard work to go to waste. Opening a new account as a seller means starting from scratch. You are a freelancer on Fiverr. Never make transaction out of the platform, especially if it's with a client you never worked with before. Be trans Number 2, be transparent and honest with your gigs. As a seller, you have to be upfront and honest about the services that you are offering. Describe your skills in detail and optimize your profile for ideal client. Being honest about what you have to provide will help you, especially when it comes to custom orders. If client ever expects something beyond your skill description, you can contact Fiverr's customer support team to still get payment on the order. It's unreasonable for someone that demands something outside of your skill set is feverly legit. For sure, just be clear and transparent. You have a good experience on the platform.